see, there is not really a proper warm-up area as such. It's basically the race course. By the way, there was no backdrop either. Everybody was just leaving their bags on the floor by the start line. First time I start on the front line of a race. A bit messy, but it's not that wide. We have to be careful with people coming the other way around. Now running into the wind. There's a strong headwind. Into the headwind again. This is killing me. Just started raining. I mean, what else can go wrong? I should try to make up a bit of time on the way back with tailwind. Just not sure I can do that. Very windy, conditions are not great. Support is virtually non-existent here. Just a few people with dogs here and there. Perhaps some family members, but that's it. Thanks for the support. No pacers at all. I mean, it's a relatively small race, but not that small. Even in smaller races in Spain, most of them have pacers. And by the way, there are no kilometer or mile markers, so you have to trust your GPS watch. So the course is not amazingly scenic, apart from this firth here, sort of inlet of the North Sea, and the low tide, which I'm running by like 6 times back and forth. So imagine running an ultra marathon here, 6 hours. There's supposed to be a golf course here on the left, but we don't even see it. So the only thing we can see is this little bit of the North Sea on the right and the grey sky. Tarmac in general is relatively good, except for a few places, a few turns. U-turn here, don't like that. I had to almost stop at the U-turn because it's so sharp and the floor is wet, so I don't want to slip.
The course was not completely dead flat. There were some slight ups and downs, but not much though.
That was the water station. We take some water. Okay, missed it. Great water station, really. Anyway, they give you cups that are almost empty, and they are hard plastic cups, so practically impossible to drink. I mean, I don't know. It's the day before the race. I'm doing a 9-10k shakeout run. Like 23 hours before the race. I want to preview the race course as much as I can. It's a 3 laps course of 7k back and forth, so it's actually a segment of 3.5k. The start line is kind of in the middle of nowhere, and where I have to go to pick up the bib is also quite far away, outside of Edinburgh. Not very easily reachable if you don't live in the area and you have your own car. Coming here by bus is not straightforward, so I guess the best is to do what I'm doing and run a little bit to the start line as a warm-up. Even the venue where they deliver the bibs is quite difficult to find. I'm happy I brought my phone with me. Okay, I just picked up the bib and nothing else. They don't give you any runner's bag, no free gift, nothing. Perhaps there'll be something on the finish line. So what I got on the finish line, a bottle of vitamins, vitamin 1, a beer and some crisps. That's it. No banana, not even a bag with them in. Let me show you the medal. Yeah. Okay. But I mean, compared to any race in Spain, I raced a 10k last week near my village for half the price as this one. They were giving you so many things, probably worth more than what the registration costs. This promenade here seems to be quite okay for running. It's pretty flat, it's relatively good tarmac, but it's very exposed to the wind. There's also no shade in case it was sunny. As far as I can see, there are no fountains anywhere, so you cannot drink. You have to cater for your own bottles or whatever. I don't know, but that doesn't seem to be a huge running culture over here in Edinburgh. I haven't seen any runner yet, although this here seems to be the best place for running. I would say I haven't seen any really runnable street in the city center. Taken another road to run back, but along 10 kilometers of running I've come across 4 runners. Although this seems to be a pretty good place for running, I mean, compared to Edinburgh city center, running doesn't seem to be very popular out here.
One runner, another runner. Few runners here and there, not too many. In fact, the city is not really well prepared for that. Pavements are not great, not wide, not flat, uneven. As you know, I'm also doing these races because they are an excuse for me to travel and discover new places and cultures. I mean, culture in the sense of how people live and what their concept of life is. And food for me is a big part of the way of life. British food has a fame of not being great, but honestly, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not immensely varied and it's not very elaborated either, but you definitely can eat it. But what this tells me is that food is probably not a primary part of the British culture, or Scottish in this case.
I've got to clarify, I come from a French-Spanish background, so
I guess it's much more about beer and whiskey perhaps than it is about food, at least in Scotland.
But it's strange because people love to be on the terrace having a drink or a bite, and restaurants are full, and so people love to gather and have food, but they just don't appreciate the food that much. But yeah, food and drink is just one part of culture, and there are many other aspects of culture, don't get me wrong. And if you'd like to combine racing with tourism, then Edinburgh has definitely a lot to offer. And if you can spend about a week or 2 in Scotland, then I would recommend going to the Highlands. It's definitely beautiful up there.
That is the Scottish culture.
The accommodation I booked is the only one I found in this area, and it's kind of crap. It's students, college residents, which brings some memories, but it's actually quite expensive for what it is and pretty poor quality.